story of the recent attacks in London and whatnot. But what I do know from what I've seen, and listened to,
fighting between government forces and ISIL-affiliated militants has spread to the streets of the southern city.
has to do with ISIS. But let me go back to, where was it?
Charlotte Dubensky looks at what's it like to be in that battle zone right now.
I don't know how it jumped all the way down there. But
Oh my God!
there was gunshots, right? There's also stabbings. There's been a lot of crazy movement going around, as I would say, and just seeing something on the news, or in the news, about how many international students here in the United States relate to ISIL. And I'm going to remain calling them ISIL from now on, because ISIS is a beautiful, loving giver of life. Mother Isis is a beautiful enchantress. And this goes back to the Egyptian times. What I'm trying to do is preserve the purity of an image, of a symbol, of an idea of Mother Isis, whereas we have these terrorist groups going around calling themselves ISIS, and ISIS essentially is rebirth, and no, they are not the rebirth. We are not allowing them to be a rebirth. That's why they're ISIL. And the thing is, the Nazis, Hitler, has destroyed a lot of very important symbols because of the, for instance, the swastika is a very glamorous symbol known throughout the ages. But because it's associated with this one character, this one idealization, it's become ruined. And that's the thing, is that ISIS has become a meme. And just like the swastika is a meme, it's meme warfare. It's sigil magic symbols. Symbols are first they're ideas, then they become illustrations, and those illustrations become life. They become physical incarnations and become, well, this is magic. Yeah, I know it sounds pretty crazy. Anyways, we cannot allow ISIS to ruin this name, but the thing is, I know I just went on a nice little tangent right there. These terrorist attacks, they're happening throughout, and what I'm saying is that it's going to be happening here in the United States next. Ed from Outer Light wants the Outer Dark. He still has the Outer Dark, I believe. But he made a good point that pretty soon London's going to ban 12-inch knives. And it's going to take a culinary license in order to get certain knives, because they keep on banning everything. And, well, look at just this attack, vehicular manslaughter. It doesn't take a gun, so banning all guns, what does that actually do? It doesn't do anything. And I'm pretty much regurgitating what Ed said, because he speaks my language, and I strongly suggest that people listen to him. Check him out. And a murderer is going to murder, is going to find the best way to murder. And that's just what separates involuntary manslaughter to voluntary manslaughter, is that a person really has to be deliberate with their actions. And what it's coming down to is, I mean, this is just scary, and it's publicized, And how was it that there were gunshots in London? Was it from the law enforcement who was being shot? Were weapons being smuggled in? There's a lot of things that are unanswered, and so that's part of the reason why I'm not going too deep in depth about a lot of this, because I'm just taking a big old view. There's been an event that just happened. Well, there's definitely a few known sources that it could come from. There could be unknown sources that it comes from. The thing is that, what's the enemy doing? What did the enemy get accomplished? What are the pieces there? This is taking a journalistic approach instead of jumping the gun. And because we've seen this over the last several years, how quickly people are, to be the first, especially in this information super age, where everything is constant. Everyone has to be first because search engine optimization. Get the facts first. And this is why there's people that, they just kind of, they keep on going up. They may not be hitting all the peaks and stuff, but their information stays relevant because it's about understanding the blueprint. Take care, be safe, be kind, stay strong, and by golly, just get everything in check. And seriously, protein bars are really good to keep on hand. And these ones are really good. I really enjoy these. They've got 16 grams of fiber in them, 20 grams of protein. I mean, these things are beast. Really good. Flip bars, they're awesome. I mean, these only have 2 grams of fiber in them, but they got 20 grams of protein. But these are to keep going and a little bit more, like, to sustain the energy and whatnot, not to. Whereas this one's a little bit heavier. Excuse me. All right. Really, just make sure everything is in order, people. But I don't know where things are going. I really don't. And I'm not scared because I kind of welcome things. But there's a lot of people who aren't comfortable with what I'm comfortable with. And I'll never be able to show that sympathy because I don't know it. I've been removed of it. And now I'm more apathetic and that's why I'm an empath and such too, because like I feel things, and I feel things in my own accord. I found a way to feel. I am just disconnected. If people haven't realized that, but I look like a freaking madman right now. All right, love you all.